to this week's vlog. I'm getting ready to head to the barn right now, and I'm excited to see what I'm going to do today with Happy. I'm not sure if I'm just going to do a flat work ride or if we're going to jump. I'm not really sure what's set up in the jump arena. There is a storm coming. This week has been crazy weather, so my last vlog there was a heat wave, and then after the heat wave broke, it was broken by a tropical storm that came through from a hurricane that came down from, or up from Mexico. And now I'm getting ready to head out, and it looks like there's a massive thunderstorm, so this could be a very interesting weather vlog. I may have to hide in the tack room while the weather clears, but I do plan on doing flat work with him. I want to work on lateral work with him today, lots of bending, getting kind of more limber through his rib cage and his lower back. And then we'll see if there's jumps set up that work for us, then I definitely would like to try to do something, but if there's not, then we'll just work on our flat work and that'll be enough. So I'm heading out now, and I will see you guys when I get to the barn. Alright guys, I'm at the barn. It's not raining here yet. Kind of looks like the storm is following me a little bit. But I'm going to do my chores and then I will tack up and we will ride. Everything in the arena is set as cross rails, so lucky me today that I think I might be able to practice some jumps like I've been doing in my lesson, because this coming week I have a riding lesson, so I want to make sure that I can practice before we have it. And yeah, so I guess we'll jump today and that should be good. So we'll see if this storm follows me from my house. Hi, Happy. Hi. I say, okay, here I come. Did you throw your bucket out? Did you? Hi. I didn't bring you a treat. I knew I was forgetting something. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hello. Alright guys, Happy is ready. Had a little massage and a very long groom, and there's nobody in the jump arena, so we're gonna head out there now and get to it. Alright, so I did a very slow warm-up. I walked on the buckle for quite a while, actually just focusing on getting my hips and lower back loose. And then we did a lot of trotting on a looser rein. We weren't on the buckle, but on a looser rein to get him to stretch and relax. And I feel like it helped. The ride prior to this was linked to the Instagram post that I posted where I would just basically said how difficult it is to ride Happy at times, and I feel a little bit like it was difficult on that day and some days when I rush. So I was rushing to get to a particular exercise I wanted to do, and that rushing led to just, I feel like a lot of confusion on Happy's end, and then just not a lot of good connection or feel. So I made sure that we warmed up very slowly, did our trot exercises with a lifted pole, and then we started into working on canter. So this first canter lead he got wrong, which is kind of weird for Happy because he always gets his canter leads right. But I've noticed with our new training and way of riding that he is getting slightly confused on the canter leads now, and I think I just have to be better and more vigilant about giving him the correct bend. I think that's really all it comes down to, is just making sure that he's pushing off that inside hind and into a nice inside bend, and that has been helpful for when he doesn't figure out which lead he's supposed to go on automatically. So this canter has gotten much, much better. I'm feeling like I'm getting a lot more rock than I used to get from him, and it's not perfect, but it's definitely going somewhere that I'm happy with. So we're just going to keep working on this, and every time he breaks to the pace, I either stop and restart, or I try to get him to rebalance, depending on how bad the imbalance feels, I guess. So here I just decided to trot and then start over down here, because he was getting a little flat because he kept obviously paying attention to whatever was in the bushes over there, which I know the bobcats live there, so I think he just was kind of getting worried about that and not super focused on what I was asking, because it's hard. So yeah, so we just regrouped and started over here on the other side of the arena, which I think helped him. Alright, and then we started on a very similar exercise to what we had been doing like a couple weeks ago on one of my vlogs and one of my lessons, really. So just trotting into cross rails and coming around like a long side and coming around a short side at the trot and going over them. He was so lazy over this jump the first 2 times. The second time he went over it and hit it again with his front feet, I yelled at him. I was like, dude, pick up your feet, it's not that big. And then I just basically asked for a little more effort at the base of the fence, but giving him more leg, and he finally started picking up his feet a little bit better. But it is an amazement to me that Happy just does not seem to care about hitting his feet on things. And you know, you would think it would hurt, and sometimes it does hurt, I can tell, it kind of stings, but I think he just really doesn't care. So anyways, we did this one for a while, cantered away, tried to canter a nice corner, and then came back to the trot. And then I really tried to focus on waiting. However, I did not do a great job of that. So you'll notice in this vlog that I kind of got ahead of myself with asking for more with the crop. I did it like a half a stride early before the fence instead of over the fence, and I don't think I was totally with him all of the time, but it was a good ride. So I stopped him there because he started pacing. I think he tried to take off on the right lead and started pacing, and so I thought, no, let's just walk and then we'll do it again. And he's doing the wrong lead. See, it's like totally with the bend or something. That is something that I need to figure out what's happening. It doesn't happen very often, so it's hard for me to really diagnose what exactly is confusing him. But so I did this one quite a bit, and then I started to want to work on a line. So the line is on the outer ring area, the outside line. I wanted to work on it because we hadn't jumped a line in a long time, and I just thought, you know, I probably shouldn't practice this outside of a lesson, but I definitely wanted to see what we could do. So that was our next exercise after this little green cross rail. That was a very ugly chip that I had, but I also felt a little bit like I wanted to hold him to not go long and flat. But yeah, we tried again, because that one I think was just kind of a little bit of a quote-unquote mistake on my part, and I probably should have pushed him to take the actual stride that he was going to take until I said, hey, wait. Which, okay, I'm glad that he did wait, because that's really good on him to be listening. But anyway, so we came back and did this several times. It's really hard for him and for me to maintain a good canter in a line. So jumping into this and then cantering through it, I feel like we just kind of end up pacing a little, and he kind of has no gas. So it's something that we're definitely working on, that we've been working on, and it's something that I try to work on the long side of the dressage arena end, because it's not quite as long as this arena, and I can really push him to like rocket through that long side, and we can work on his balance and not falling. And so that's kind of the next steps I've been doing to try to get him to be able to maintain a balanced canter in the line. And if he can't maintain it, then like figuring out what I need to do as his rider to get him to a point where he can maintain the canter, or like if I need to bend, add more leg, 2-point something. So we've been working on that, but yeah, he's just doing really well with everything that has been thrown at him. But again, it's always a work in progress with him, but he's doing good, and it's hard to ride him, and it is something that I have to constantly be on top of every stride with him. But when he gets it right, it's definitely rewarding, more rewarding I think than other horses that I've ridden before. And right there is a perfect example of if I had had my reins super long and floaty, I would have never been able to get over that. I had so many refusals before because I just had no connection to him. And I was able to actually push him with my leg and rein to get over that cross rail. I don't know why. Coming from the long side, I guess, gave him enough time to focus on that pile of cavalettes that apparently was very terrifying. But he saw that and got very worried. Final thing that I schooled, I worked on getting him to canter to it and listen. So that was kind of what my pulling there is. Even though I pulled him off balance, it was like, listen to me. And then we came back around and did this with the trot again, and the canter was our last one, and it went really well, even though I was worried that I was doing the thing that everyone does when they ride, which is like, one more time, just one more time. I was like, this one more time at the canter is going to just be terrible, but it wasn't. I just tried to ride what I had, and it went really well. So that is how we ended our ride, and I was really, really happy with him, and I was happy going into our lesson this week after this ride. Pulling the hot pony out. He was very good today. He tried very hard. Alright guys, today was very hard. It was very hot, but Happy was really good. As you saw, some of our jumps were super chippy, distances were not great, but I really just wanted to work on what we've been working on, which is trotting in and then just playing with cantering some of them. And I think some of them, the canter ones went good, some of them not so good. That's okay. He was really good on the flat. I feel like he's starting to understand to lift more through his shoulders and not be so flat, but it's coming with, like, I think he's starting to pace a little bit more to figure out his balance, but that's also okay. So yeah, it was a pretty good ride, and I will catch up after I get past the stranger danger situation. So yeah, good ride, good flat work, good jumping, good everything. So I'm looking forward to our lesson this week. I think it'll go really well, and I look forward to sharing with you guys what I learn. So yeah. Are you itchy? You got very sweaty. Yeah, can I put your halter on? Oh, good boy. Yeah, you are so good. So good. Good boy. Oh my god. We dropped an apple. There you go. Get it. You are so good. Yeah, you're such a good boy. Yeah. Try so hard, huh? Alright. Carrot. You deserve all the treats. All the treats. What a good boy. Aww. Throw latches on the chain. That's driving me a little crazy. Okay. There you go. Good boy. What a sweetheart.